right back. There you go. And let me put this over here. Actually, I need my keys over here. What? Actually, let me do something because I noticed a little. Let me put this up a little. Just a little bit. I just shaved, so you know. Cause I got a couple of little. There you go. On air. On the air. In the restaurant, I just rub it on my elbows. Just aftershave this stuff. So when I shave, because I told you years ago, I will get bumps. So I get pretty close. So I use this to like kind of like put out the fire. So there you go. All right. Yeah. So of course I'm doing FT8 now. Like I said, I use Grid Tracker now. I set up Grid Tracker with QRZ, so I don't even go on QRZ and do that logging thing anymore. It's much more automated now in terms of logging. So let me refresh that. Okay, so I got the 2 new alerts. All right, there you go. Cool. See, it works much better. It's less hassle. I don't have to go to QRZ and I don't have to go on QRZ and look them up and all that. I can just one click, it does everything now, which is better. I spoke to my Ready Dexa this morning on the Yaesu. I don't know if he's gonna be on right now, but let me lower this down. So he just got his second hotspot. So last night I said, let me go on Yesu. Let me go on the C4 FM. C4 FM, and make a couple of contacts. So I went into the CQ World Talk Group, what they call a reflector, on Yesu, on System Fusion, or C4 FM. That's what is known as. I keyed up in that room, and guess who popped in? Marriott DXA. And he called out my call sign, and so we spoke for a few minutes. However, the issue I'm having is that my microphone, when I'm connected in the, I haven't done single sideband in a couple of weeks, so I don't know if the issues with also working on single sideband. But I know on the digital voice mode, when I talk on my microphone and I'm talking, I notice on the screen that it talks for a few seconds, then it gets cut off. So my microphone is cutting off. I have no idea why. My mic gain is down to 20. It's not. I don't think it's the mic gain. Definitely my power is only 5 watts, because if when you're on digital voice mode, you don't need a lot of power, and you shouldn't have a lot of power, because I'm connecting to my my hotspot. I'm connecting to this, right? My hotspot. So like for example, my handhelds, I bring it down to the lowest possible 1 watt. But for the FT991A, the lowest I can go on there is 5 watts. I cannot go below 5 watts. So that's the absolute lowest output you can do on the Yaesu FT991A is 5 watts. So I brought it, I made sure it was down to 5 watts, because I'm not going to do that at 50 watts or 20 watts and blow out this front end, because you can blow out the front end on this thing. This thing doesn't handle much. But even 5 watts, I thought I blew the front end out on this, but that's not the case, because I swapped it. I swapped this one out for this one and set this one over the Yaesu, and it did the same thing. So I know it's not the hotspots. So I eliminated that possibility. It is definitely not the hotspots, because I thought I received this one this is the last one I received. I thought maybe there was some damage in here. But once I swapped this one out and set this one up with my Yaesu, it did the same thing. So the next step was to eliminate the antennas, because I also said that it might have been that stubby antenna that was causing the problem. I put that stubby antenna over here. Let me get this thing out the way. I put it right there. So it's very close. So it's definitely not the stubby antenna. I took it a step further and I switched it to the mag mount. So I swapped out the stubby antenna. I disconnected the VHF UHF from here, and I swapped it out for this antenna, which I used before, and it worked fine. Sorry. And I was still getting the cutout. So right now, I think I got it down to the microphone itself. I think what happened was, I remembered about 3 weeks ago, maybe 2.5 weeks ago. I'm trying to remember. It might have been 3 weeks ago now. I dropped the microphone on the floor. Let me hear. There's no rattling here. But I dropped this microphone about maybe 3 weeks ago. I'm trying to remember. And my floor, this was concrete. So I don't know if it rattled something in here. Maybe there's a cold solder joint that when I key up, I'm not going to key up now because I'm doing FT8. Matter of fact, let me disconnect it. When I keyed up on there, it goes on for a certain time and then it cuts off, even though I have my hand keyed up. Although remember it's disconnected because I'm doing FT8. I have mine's keyed up and it cuts off. So I have no idea what I'm thinking. The microphone might not be, something's going on with the microphone. Fortunately for me, these microphones are not expensive. I already looked at a few of them, and they're about $25 or $26. I see some of them. I am looking into getting a nice, better microphone. I'm actually thinking about an actual microphone instead of one of these. Actual microphone that I could just press the button and talk. A microphone with a push to talk button, like like a studio mic type deal. So I'm thinking about that. Anyway, so this is so I don't know if it's the microphone. I will test it out maybe later on tonight or something. I have the one for the Yaesu FT8 which is the same type of connector. Is that type of Ethernet looking connector? You see the microphone connector on there? It's like a network type Ethernet connector. So I do have that one for the Yaesu FT8 I don't know if it's going to be compatible with this one because I don't remember that one has I think it's almost the same. It should work. I don't know. I may try that. I also have the one for the Yaesu. The Yaesu. The Zygu. It has the same connector. If I remember also, I may try that one. Even though that one has buttons over here, they're not gonna be able, they're gonna be useless for that. I don't care about that. I just want the microphone to see if it works. So I want to test out a few things. Otherwise, I think it's something in the radio that I did a setting in, and it just starts. It's like clipping. Because since I got this radio, I've been messing with all the types of settings, and because I remember I told you I was trying to do the CW thing with it, and I finally gave up on that here because it was just messing with my settings too much. And I know you can save every individual setting, but I really don't want to do that anyway because actually for the CW, I really want to use a lower power radio. I don't want to waste my radio because I need this radio to be open for all the other stuff. Because I eventually I want to have like one setup for FT8 and voice, and I want to have a separate setup for CW. You understand? I don't want to have that. I just don't want to do it. You know, I want to have one. So I have two other radios that I can use for the CW. The FT8 ND. That one goes up to maximum on that one is 6 watts. But that's fine. That's all I need for CW. You don't need much. Or the Zygo G90. Or I'm even thinking about another radio. But the one I'm thinking about is a very inexpensive, smaller radio. It is perfect for that type of thing. It is one of those US, you've seen them on AliExpress and on all these places. It's called the UXD. I think it's the USDX or something like that. They look like 3D printed case and everything. Uh, Actually, a lot of people they like them for that type of thing because they only go maybe 10. They only some of them, I think some of them only go to 10 watts. I think they have one that goes up to 20, and that's it. And they're not super expensive, and they only cover a couple of bands. It's not like 160 all the way to 10. It's not like that. Those usually cover like you know for a technician they usually cover something like the I think it's 40/20, and so for me I could use it on 40 for CW because I can do 40 on CW. I can do 80 on CW as a technician. Not 20. I don't think 20, but I know 40 and I think, and I know 80. I'm not sure about 20. And I think those type of radios are perfect for that type of thing because that's what they're designed for. They design, yeah, and you can, by the way, you can also use them for single sideband. But I'm thinking about maybe dedicate a station just to that, and that's it. Because and so what I'm gonna do is I'm probably gonna factory reset this one and just set up my FT8 setting is easy. I already have it. I have it noted already on the FT8 setup is easy, and that's it. Single sideband, of course, is minimal, and that's it. I don't want to use this radio for I don't really care about RTTY. I can't really do much with RTTY on 10 meters. It's just that's more of a It's more popular on 20 meters, so I can't do anything on that anyway. But I want to keep it for that. I want to keep it simple. It works well, you know. I think there's a setting that I may have to go through every setting, but rather than do that, it's easier for me to just factory reset the radio or default setting on it, and then I can just go to my FT8 frequency because I only have one right now, which is a 10-meter one. I know what to do already, this and this and this. That's it. And then single sideband, you leave it alone. When you want single sideband, that's it. You have it set up for single sideband. That's it. And that's it. That's all I need to do with this rig. I don't want to do anything. And then, of course, the C4 FM method, all I have to do is just connect to my hotspot. Another thing I'm thinking about, maybe my hotspot frequency, maybe there's some kind of interference. Right now I have for example, let me show you again. And I think I'm gonna try that first, which is easier for me. This one is fine. This one is already set at 438. This is for DMR. This one is set up for 438.8 megahertz. Okay. So this one's been working fine. But when I connect the Yaesu, I noticed that there's something definitely going on with either the microphone or there's a setting in the Yaesu that keeps cutting off. But this one, the frequency on this one is a little lower. It's in the 430. What is the number? I forgot is it 433 7? Yeah, I think it's 433.575. I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna bring this one up to 440 because I already got that one at 438.800. So I'm gonna bring this one up to 440, around 440, or yeah, 440 around there. And I think that should. And plus, when I use this one, usually this one is not on, so I don't think there's any issue. I know there is it's a 2.5 megahertz that you have to, between two frequencies. I forgot what the number is. And it was well above that. Because this one is 438.8. So this one, I can even go as much as 442. Just do 442 or something like that. Or whatever. So that's not even going to be an issue. So I don't think it's that. I think the issue is probably most likely. I'm hoping nothing is the issue. I'm hoping it's just a setting that I overlooked. Because I've been tinkering around with it. And the problem is when you tinker around with it, you forget to put this thing back. It happened to me a couple of times with FT8. For example, the CW, you have to, on FT8, you need a 3 megahertz wide band. With CW is the opposite. You have to make it narrow. So one time, for example, the other day, I forgot to put it back for FT8. So when I went on FT8, I saw my band scope, everything was narrow. I was like, what the hell's going on? So I realized that. So I had to go into the, because this one, unlike the Zygo G90, which has a few settings, this one has a lot more settings. So it's easy to overlook something and say, oh yeah, I put this one at whatever setting, and because when I started tinkering with the CW and setting up FLDJ, I was trying a lot of stuff because I just couldn't get it to to decode was fine, but the portion about the trying to use the keyboard to didn't work. It was having an issue, and I think I know why. Now I know why, because I think now I need another interface for the keyboard. If I want to use a keyboard, there's an interface that goes from the keyboard to either a digi, what do they call that? It's like a digi rig, but it's not a digi rig. It's something else, and then you connect that to here. But I started thinking about it. I really don't want to do that. I don't want to be, because It's too many. It's too much tinkering with this radio on that setting. When I really use this radio a lot for FT8 and a single sideband. So to dedicate to something that I'm just learning, I really don't want to use this rig for that. That was my conclusion. That for something that you're experimenting with and you're learning, don't use your main rig. And by the way, that's a lesson to be learned about that. When I want my main rig to be when I turn it on, I'm ready to go. So, and I have a few radios that I can do that. So, lesson to be learned: if you have more than one radio, don't use your main radio to experiment with, because you're gonna mess with a setting and you're gonna break your head trying to figure it out, and that's what's happening with me. So right now, when I use this on the C4FM, it seems to be cutting off, and I have no idea why. So I'm at the point where I might just do factory default and start over, and that shouldn't take that long. But I don't want to do that yet until I figure it out, because I really want to know. So, I'm hoping it's that I just fact, because I started thinking about that because it happened to me a few times that I messed with a setting, and then I went to do FT8 and it screwed up my FT8. I was like, wait a minute, why is this? Oh, I had to go all the way down to menu number 101 and flip this switch to this one, to this setting, because it was whatever. And this radio does have a lot of options, a lot of menu items. It's not like the Zygo. Zygo has quite a few, and not that many. It has a few, but this one definitely has quite a few, and some intricacies. For example, like the wires X. If you want to connect to wires X, for example, you got to turn up the squelch to 20. Don't ask me why. That's nowhere documented, but it works. So there's weird stuff like that. Excuse me, my nose itching. So when you get a radio like this, you put the squelch down to 0. You want to connect wires X, it doesn't connect. It'll just be like, it'll time out. It'll time out. It'll time out. So lucky for me, there was a YouTuber out there that posted a video. It was I think it was a 1-minute video or something. It was excuse me. I just had breakfast a while ago, and I'm like, oh. So he posted a video that you have to have your squelch at least 20. As soon as I did it, I successfully did the wires X. No problem. So I'm like, wow. And it's not documented. I haven't really fully read the manual yet, which I should start doing. But definitely things like that, you see, I had to find out, because I was breaking my head for a few days. Why can't I connect to wires X? I connect to my Yaesu hotspot. I can key up. I can do all that. But why, when I do the wires X, why it's not connecting, downloading the? It was a simple thing like and that's why sometimes these little intricacies, I found out through YouTube. Otherwise, it was really having me. I was thinking that something was wrong with the radio. That's what I thought. Something was wrong with the radio. I was about to start saying, what's going on with the radio? It's not connecting to wires X. I'm not connecting to a repeater. It's right here, my hotspot. There's no reason why it can't connect. And it turned out that that's the case. You have to put the squelch up to 20. That is weird, but you have to do it. And then it connects right through fine. And there's some little things that I'm learning. Like, for example, every time you go to a wires X talk group, when you're done, you have to disconnect from that talk group. And then before you connect. See, and when you come from the DMR world, you just switch rooms. That's it. You switch talk group. That's it. You don't have to disconnect one talk group to go to another. But Yaesu, if that's the case, you want to leave a talk group to go to another talk group, you have to disconnect. Oh, and also, by the way, if they're talking and you press that disconnect, it won't let you disconnect until they stop talking. So if they're talking there for 5 minutes, You're stuck there until they finish talking, until there's a significant amount of time they're not talking, until there's dead air. Then you could disconnect. And that's another. So, and I can tell you, no radio is perfect. No radio is perfect. And those are some of the cons that I'm finding with the Yaesu FT8, FT991A. You know, it does what I want to do, but there's some stuff that definitely they definitely could improve on, like the C4FM stuff. That stuff is too. The search is horrible. The word search is horrible. It's horrible. If you put more than 2 letters, you're not gonna get a search. It's not like a Google thing. It's a very horrible, antiquated way of searching. So the search feature on the C4FM Wires X on this rig is horrible. I can tell you, it's horrible. I'm not gonna see him act like a fanboy and say, "Oh, this is the best rig ever." No, it's not. It's not. It's not. I bought it because it does for what it does. It does the job for what I want it to do. But it's not far from perfect. Believe me, it's nowhere near that. This radio has, on that C4FM part, it got me to the point where I'm even considering getting a handheld just for C4FM. But I don't want. I didn't want to get a handheld. I figured, you know what? Let me just get this one because this one, um, I can still talk on it, and like I said, um, well, I want to see how Mary extra experiences with his handheld after a few months because the problem with Yesu is a lot of talk groups are not, even though they have numbers like there's 100 people in this talk group, there's 30 people in this talk group, it's dead. It's dead. As opposed to DMR, when I connect to like talk group 91, there's always somebody I could talk to. There's always people I could talk to there. I can make contacts there. I make quite a few contacts on DMR. On Yesu, you have to find a room, and then even if you're in that room, like some people that just don't want to talk, or whatever reason it is I don't know, because that's what happened to me. That's what's been happening to me when I go in some of these. And I'll call. I'll say, and I'll be like, yeah, Kilo Delta 2 Zulu Zulu Echo, monitoring, whatever talk group, standing by for any contacts. You would think right away, within a couple of minutes, a minute or two, whatever, somebody will answer my call. Nope. Happened many times when nobody answered. So, but it makes sense in a way too, because to get into DMR, you don't need a lot of money. You can get I'll show you. Because it's important that you learn this stuff, because people think that like, for example, people get confused with D Star and Yesu, System Fusion, or YSF, they call that for Yesu, and DMR. DMR is the most, out of the three of them, DMR is the most popular. It is also the most cheapest way to get into digital voice. It is very cheap to get into that realm. A radio like this is $50. This is $50. Actually, you can get less than this, than $50. Okay, I seen them in AliExpress for around $35. This is the Baofan DM1701. Of course, this is the one that you could put the firmware in, the OpenGD77 software. Is a firmware that basically supercharges this radio. It adds a lot of options to this radio. It also allows them to, you can display the call, it displays the call sign. The person you're talking to, it displays the call sign right here and their name. With the stock version, it won't do that. The stock version doesn't do any of those bells and whistles. The firmware opens up the bells and whistles. It adds bells and whistles to this radio. Okay. Now I have the DR1801 UV. That one you cannot put firmware. It's a different chipset altogether. When I bought that one, I didn't know about this one. So basically, I wasted $75 on that radio. And then I found out that this is the one that is the older one. It's been around for about 6 years or something like that. 5 or 6 years. 5 or 6 years, I don't know. But this is the one with OpenGD77 software. And you need the regular pass-through cable. Okay, not the one with the chip. Not the one with the chip, just a regular pass-through mouth fan cable, no chip. This $50 radio performs just as good as a $100 radio. Because you can, it'll show the call sign and everything just with this setup. And this is a $7, $8 cable. Okay, but you need this cable. If you use the one with the chip, it won't even recognize the radio. You will not see the radio. That's why it's important that I tell you this thing. I should make videos, individual videos on each of this stuff, and I probably will in the future if there's a demand for it. Again, I'm not gonna make a video and it's only gonna get 100 views. That's not gonna happen anymore. I'm done with that stuff. You guys want to see a video? I want to see it in the comments. I want you to make video on this and help out the channel, spread the word. I don't want to make videos and put hours into it, and then it just flops. It sits at 100 views. No, I don't want that. I can do a live stream and get more than double whatever that. So yeah, those days are over. But definitely, DMR is a lot cheaper. So under $50, you get a $10 cable, and then you buy a hotspot. This is around $60. And that's it. That's all you need. So combined, you're probably spending about $120, maybe $130 total. And that's it. The problem with Yaesu is a Yaesu handheld is $200+ alone. Okay? It's at least $200 something alone to do the same thing. And the problem with Yaesu is not as popular as DMR. And then you have another one. You have the other big brother, the ICOM, D-Star. They call it D-Star. That's another digital voice mode. And that one, you need an ICOM handheld, or Kenwood makes them. And the D-Star handhelds, they're not cheap. They're $600 and up. They're not cheap. I looked around. They're definitely not $50 handheld. They're definitely not a $250 handheld. They're over $599. So they just rounded off $600 at least for the ICOM. So you see what I'm getting at? And and I don't know if that's probably less popular. So if you're gonna get the digital voice mode, my advice is to get DMR. Get on DMR, because DMR right away you're gonna talk to a lot of people. You're going to make a lot of contacts. There's always someone to talk to. And it's the cheapest way to go. I mean, there is a cheaper way to go, and I'll tell you that one in a minute. I'm talking about if you want a radio. Now, the absolute cheapest way to go is you don't need a radio. You can use your phone. Okay? And that is like using an app. The oldest app is still popular. It's called Echolink. And Echolink does the same thing as DMR. What it is, but you again, you need a call sign. You need to be registered for Echolink, and then Echolink has to approve you. Once you make an account and they approve you, then you could use a software on the computer. You could use a web app on the browser, or you can use. Where's my phone? Let me go get my phone. Be right back. Or, like, for example, I don't know James Farley's on, but for example, James Farley, that's good for you. You're a technician right now. You don't really have a rig, or you have a rig, you don't want to. But if you want to do VHF, UHF right now, and you want to do digital contacts, digital voice contact, you can just get a smartphone app, Echolink smartphone app, because you have a call sign, and you could talk to people all around the world. And that's it. And what it is your Echolink connects to the Echolink network. And all around the world, people are connecting through repeaters or hotspots. Well, not really hotspots, repeaters. Echolink usually is on repeaters. What it is, you're connected to the Echolink network. People are connected through the Echolink network through repeaters, through FM repeaters that has Echolink. And you can talk to them. You can talk to them. A lot of them, I believe, a lot of Echolink repeaters are, I believe, they're on 2 meter band. I could be wrong. There might be some on 70 centimeter band, I believe. But I know most of the ones that I've spoken to, they were on 2 meters, 2 meter repeaters. So I made contacts on Echolink. Okay, 2 meter contact. I put it down as a 2 meter contact because they were on 2 meters, and I was through my phone, and log it as a 2 meter contact. That's it, 2 meter. And I digital voice. When you're on QRZ, there is a DMR C4FM D star or digital voice. I just put digital voice because I'm connected through Echolink, but he's probably connected through 2 meter repeater through DMR. Because what does Echolink does? Echolink, what it does, it kind of aggregates all the different types of talk groups or individual. Because Echolink has a thing that you can connect to an individual directly if they're listed, or you can connect to a group, or you can connect to a repeater. It does all of that. It's a list. When you go into software, you'll see the list. So depending on that repeater, that repeater might be the same. That repeater might automatically link to talk group 91 on DMR. That repeater might also link to Yesu reflector number, blah, 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 whatever. It all is all mesh. Basically, it's all mixed in there. So if you don't want to get a radio like this for DMR only, you can do Echolink. That's digital voice. You can do Echolink. It's the same kind of principle. And that's it. And then now there's another one. There's another app. I have not tried it yet, but I spoken to quite a few people on it through DMR, and they went up on the talk groups and all that. It's called Droid Star. Like Android, Droid Star. And that you also need. I download the app. I haven't messed around with it yet, but you do need a call sign for that too. And let me clear this. Oh, I see my radio sent me a WhatsApp message. Yeah, but anyway, we already spoke. So Droid Star is right there. You can see Droid Star. You see Echolink right there. Sorry, right over here. Oh my God. Freaking Zoom is horrible. Right there. See Droid Star, Echolink. So Droid Star is another app that you can use to make contacts. So, you can try that first. You could try Droid Star or Echolink when you get your call sign. And then if you want to do, if you want to get a handheld like this is around $50, and you do DMR. So people ask me, which one you prefer, DMR or Yesu System Fusion or D-Star? I don't know about D-Star. I don't have D-Star. But I'm going to tell you, between the two, I'm going to recommend DMR because DMR is the most popular. It's the most popular. It's the least expensive. And in terms of voice quality, to me, they're about the same. Actually, the voice quality on my Battlefield, the reports that I gotten is pretty good. Now on the Yesu, I noticed there was a few drops. They call it network packet drop, packet loss, and all that. Because remember, you're connected here, but then it goes over the internet and it connects. So I noticed that the Yaesu network is not as robust as DMR, especially Bradmeister. They're up, and now that's what about DMR. DMR has more than one popular. They have popular networks. There's a one called DMR something. I forgot what it's called. There's a few of them. The most popular one in DMR is called the Bradmeister network, or Brandmeister network, and that one has the biggest talk groups. The most popular talk group is Talk Group 91. That's the worldwide contact, CQ. They call it worldwide CQ or whatever. It's Talk Group 91. Then you have Talk Group 93. I can check. Let me see. I'll check on my one is like North America only, but other people will be in there. But so if I go to, let me see. Let me go to contacts. I'll show you right now the amount contacts. So 91. Let's see if I can show you like that. Oh, this focus is horrible, man. They're killing me with this focus today. So 91 is worldwide, 92 is Europe, 93 is North America, 94 is Asia, Middle East, and 95 is Australia and New Zealand. So you see, you got so so if you go to 91, there's people. It's worldwide. So they have other ones. They have hundreds, even not a thousand. Well, I'm gonna say hundreds at least of talk groups. They have specialized by state, by whatever hobby, I don't know, or whatever, like Star Trek. They have some. I think one is like space. Even when they just talk about stuff, it's like a chat. Like a chat talk group. So they have some that are very specialized. But if you want to just make contacts all around the world, you go to 91. Go talk group 91, and so on. Sometimes because talk group 91 is always going to be the busiest. Now from there, it's sometimes 93, 90, whatever is kind of dead. Some people go off to there and they want to talk longer. Say, oh yeah, I'll see you on 93. Okay, I'll go to 93. Then they have some that are more geographic, like they have the Argentina net, whatever it's called. And if you go on there, it's going to be a bunch of Argentinians talking Spanish, whatever. And you go in there and you talk, and you make a contact with an Argentinian. That's what I did. I did that on Echo Link. I did that. I also did it here. I shot it at Yesu about a week ago. I stumbled upon an Argentinian because I was putting codes, and I went into that and I noticed it was talking, and I said, okay. And the minute I keyed up, and so somebody spoke to me, and I said, Kilo Tatatu Zulu Sulako, and I was like, okay, and I was like, and then I saw his call sign, and it was Argentinian call sign. I was like, okay, he's from Argentina, because I clicked on, because you click on, you see the call sign, you click on it, and it takes you to his bio page. I said, oh, he's from Argentina. Okay, so then I spoke to him, and then we logged the contact. It was a 2-meter contact, digital voice. I remember his name, Eduardo. That was his name, Eduardo. So so I, if I had to make a video and review, well, like I said, I don't have D-Star, but I'm telling you right now, between DMR and the Yaesu, voice quality, to me, I heard that Yaesu had better voice quality. I don't see it. I think it's about the same. I think it just depends on your radio, how you set it up. I think it's about the same. But I do notice that there's a lot more activity on DMR. You will talk to a lot more people on DMR. On Yaesu, you're gonna have a harder time finding people to talk to, because it doesn't help that it has a convoluted search on it. Of course, this one you need to register to get the ID, and then you're gonna have to register through Bameister. So you're gonna have to do like a couple of registration process. With the Yaesu, you don't have to register. You just connect to the hotspot or to the repeater, and then you could do the WiseX. You don't have to do the WiseX. You can just connect directly to the talk group you want to go to. You can do that. You know, there's no registration through here. Here, there is a registration process you have to go through. But it's okay. You should go through a registration process because people want to know if if you're able, your call sign is legit. You don't want people to go in there that don't have a call sign. They have no business being in there. So I can see why. But definitely the most popular out of the two, I would say DMR, bar none. Because now that I had it for a few months, I can safely say that I enjoy talking on DMR more. It's more, I just turn on the radio, I'm off and running. With this one, you have to connect to wires X. Sometimes it's finicky. Sometimes the hotspot doesn't want to play that. Sometimes you got to reboot the hotspot. I don't know if you saw the live stream. I spoke to Matt with this make. We spent almost an hour. He couldn't connect. He had trouble connecting to this. It was too much. Too many layers. Too many things to do. This one, I just turn it on. I'm already on Talk Group 91. I can start talking. That's it. This one, I have to, connect to the, either the repeater or the hotspot. Of course, same thing here. But I got to do the wires X. It downloads. It takes a few seconds to download. And then the search is horrible. So unless you know the talk groups in your head or the codes, because a lot of most of them are 5-digit codes, unless you have the list in front of you. And that's why I'm thinking that this is going to take a longer learning curve to familiarize some of the rooms and all that. As opposed to this, there is a learning curve to this too. But once you're connected to this, it's a lot easier to connect. But right now, voice quality, I heard that this is supposed to be better voice quality. I don't think so. I think it's about the same. I don't find the only thing I did notice on the Yaesu though, I noticed more packet loss on the Yaesu. And I think that's because of the network. Because remember, Yaesu is a proprietary system. It's owned by Yaesu. So their network is not going to be as big, as robust as DMR. DMR is a lot bigger. They've been around. They're the big boy. They've been around forever. They're the one that started. Well, they're the predecessor of Echolink. So that's all you got to know about it. And originally it was a commercial. I believe it still is, but it was really. I think it was I believe it really started as a commercial voice network. Kind of like an encrypted, like something like a P25 or whatever. So it is kind of like that. So originally, I think DMR was intended originally for commercial. If I remember the history about it. I saw that in a channel when they really talked about the whole history of it. Of course, now it is very popular, and like I said, it is the cheapest. Maybe when it first came out in the beginning, you needed like a $300 or $400 handset that could do that. No, this is $50. $50. You can be on DMR. By the way, this also does regular, dual band, the VHF, UHF, 2 meters, 70 centimeter, but it also does DMR, either through the repeater or in this case, I have it through the hotspot. So this is dual mode, and so it's analog and digital. Okay, so anyway, so that's the deal with that, with the microphone and that thing. I don't know if it's the microphone. I have to figure it out. But if not, I'm probably gonna factory reset and see what happens with that. All right, so let me move this. Let me click on this here. Move this over here, and then I'm gonna move this tab over here. And I know right now I am. Let's see where I'm at now on FT8. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the deal with that. So yeah, so we spoke last night. It was 4 in the morning where he was at. Because I connected around 11:45 or so. I forgot what time was it. 11:45. And when I went in that CQ, I heard him. He called out my call sign, and I was like, "He's up now." So we spoke for a few minutes, and I logged the contact. So me and my radio DX spoke on DMR. We spoke on DMR. We spoke on well, we haven't done single sideband yet. We spoke on DMR. Excuse me. Oh my God, so sorry. Oh, we spoke on DMR. We did an FT8 contact on 10 meters, and now we spoke on the Yesu on the C4FM last night. So we made 3 contacts. So of course, if when I get my general, we'll make contact on 20 and so on. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, it was fun. It was fun though. So like I said, I was having issues. So I told him, I'm gonna disconnect. I'm gonna reconnect. I swapped the hotspot, and I was still getting the same thing. So I'm curious to know. I don't know if he recorded it. I'm curious to know how. But I know when my microphone cut off, it was probably doing some. I was talking, and I was like, I know it sounded horrible. Some of the time when I was talking, you can't make out what it was. But yeah, that's what's happening. You know. So I would key up. Of course, not connected right now, but I will key up, and I will talk for a few, and I will talk for a few, and I will talk for a few, and suddenly it will cut off on the screen. I see it because it counts. How many seconds you're TXing. So it counts 1, 2, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, and then we'll go back down to 0. So that means it cut off, and that's what happened. It kept cutting off, and sometimes it cut off to the point where you don't even see the red. It's a red bar. That means you're TXing. Sometimes it cuts to the point where the red bar disappears and it turns white again. That means you're not transmitting at all, even though I got the key down. It cuts off transmitting. So I'm thinking it might be a microphone issue, or there's a setting in there. And I checked a whole bunch of settings. And my mic gain is only down to 20. It's not that loud. The maximum mic gain you can put on this thing is 100. I had it at 25. I brought it down to 20. That's like the absolute minimum I can take. Otherwise, you can't hear me. I sound too low. Sometimes when I was doing single sideband, I probably bumped it to about 35, maybe. You know. But I don't know if it's the microphone. And like I said, I don't know because I dropped it a few weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago, it hit the floor, and my floor is concrete. The basement foundation floor. So I don't know. But I may just do the factory reset on the radio. I have a feeling when I was tinkering around with it last week with the CW stuff. There's a setting in there I have to go to. So anyway, I'll fix it. I'll figure it out. But even if the microphone was not working, I'm gonna tell you that my experience on the so far my user experience on the Yaesu digital voice is not as fun as DMR. It's nowhere near that because the search is horrible. Uh, it's not that many groups that are very popular. You know, and even DMR, you can go to separate. You can go to some groups. Like if you go to DMR, if you go to if you type in Let me see the. I'll show you. Let me see. No. And this is for Brandmeister Network only. This is DMR on the Brandmeister Network. So if you go here, if you go to brandmeister.network, this is all the activity that's going on right now. All these people are talking right now. Different talk groups. Okay? Like that's talk group 91. That's 204. That's 718. You see? All these people are talking right now. And you can listen. If you click on one of them, you can listen to what they're talking. You can listen to that. See, there's something like this one is a crossover, a cross mode from DMR to D star. So there's a lot of cross modes too. So at any given time, you can hear people talking. All right. All right. Let me close that because I don't want too much. However, on Yesu, it's not the case. They don't have something like this. They don't have anything like that. You could see the hose line. They call it the hose line for Brandmeister. You could see all the activity going on. You could see it right there. You could say, "Oh man, this room, or this talk group sounds really, it's popping in there. I want to go in there." In Yesu, when I do it here, even though it says 161, I get the number right there in the corner. It's dead. It's dead. And that's the problem that I find with the Yesu. Like their network is not as big as DMR network. It's not. I don't know, because remember DMR has quite a few different ones. The biggest one is the Brandmeister or Brandmeister. Yesu is just Yesu network. There's no different types of So, oh, hello, my radio. So we're just talking about that, talking about you and talking about the whole. So my experience right now, even with the issue microphone, whatever, for the last few weeks, it's not as active as DMR. It's not as active. Because DMR is a lot more active. It's a lot more active. I can, I'll talk about, I don't even say what number, but DMR literally 24/7. I could go to talk group 91 at 3 in the morning and I could talk to people. Talk to people over and over. In Yesu, you have to really find them. Which is like it could get kind of boring. Especially with this, the search that this one has, the search. The search is horrible. The search is basically useless. It's kind of useless because if you put more than 2 letters, it always says can't find anything. More than 2 letters, it will not find anything. The search it'll just time out. You get that, I can show you, and I will make a video on showing you the pros and cons. Again, if the demand is there, I don't regret buying the radio, but if I had to do it again, now that I know what I know, yeah, that is a busy one. 54321, yeah, that one is busy. There's a few, and that one is very busy. So yeah, and that one is easy to memorize. And yeah, 54321. Because I went after we spoke. I went there. After we spoke, I went there. I was just listening, and there were people talking. A couple of guys from the UK were talking there. So yeah, no, that one is busy. And also depend on the time, by the way, 54321 at that time is already, it was already early morning. So that's another thing, it's But I'm talking about functionality with this radio. The search is horrible. It's horrible. It is a horrible search. So the user interface on this for the search is horrible. There's no other way of putting it. It's horrible. So right now, if I yeah I'm doing FT8 on 10. Yeah, I'm on 10. Right now, I'm just calling out CQ. I just got the volume all the way down because I don't want to. So I got the volume down. But yeah, yeah. So now I have Grid Tracker set up with QRZ now. So now when I click on Grid Tracker, okay, WSGTX automatically goes to I have it set up now. I don't go on QRZ now to do the lookup. I have it set up like that. So where am I now? Oh yeah. So anyway, hello, man, Ready DX, sir. I had just been on the UK room 54321. Yeah, that one is very popular. There are a few rooms that they are. The Latino room that I went to was, but the last couple of nights I've been into the Latino room is dead. But 54321 is always people there talking. So yeah, quite busy. Made some contact. Also, people from outside of the UK go there rather than and that's another thing. I think the unofficial. I saw a few other calls. I spoke to a few people. I spoke a Polish German guy from there on the UK, not the 54321. There's another one. I think it's the Northwest UK or whatever. And there I spoke to a Polish guy, a German. So yeah, and a Canadian. So I think that after a while they know that the UK rooms are the ones that people like tend to talk. Rag chew. So I noticed that a lot of people go into the UK rooms. Those seem to be the most popular ones. Like the worldwide room itself is always dead. So they go to the CQ UK or the other one, the Northwest UK, or there's another one. Oh, okay. So the guy from Japan I spoke to in the video, I just said, "Oh, you made a video? Let me go see. Let me go to okay, I'm gonna close PSK report. I'm not using that right now. Let me go to my channel. And then I'm gonna go to okay, this thing taking forever to load. What the hell, man? Then I'm gonna click on subscriptions. And I see Married to the X. Okay. Okay. All right, see it. I'm not gonna watch it right now because it's gonna mute the audio anyway. But I'll watch it later. Okay, so I see okay. So you posted an hour ago. Okay, good. I'll watch it later. Yeah, so I noticed that too. That's what I'm saying. That I was getting. I was talking about that earlier. That on DMR, it's talk group 91. A lot of people go there. Boom, that's it. But on the Yesu, you're gonna have to find. So that's why when I said the learning curve for finding people, the learning curve is gonna be a lot more on the Yesu because you're gonna have to find those rooms. So that link that I showed you, the reflector link. I went through each. I need to print it out. I'm gonna start checking off which one seems to be more popular. And of course, in my case, since I speak Spanish like you do, you speak Spanish. I tend to go to if I want to make contacts, like for example, I went to Argentina, Argentina room. I speak, uh, or whatever other room. I've been to a few Spanish rooms, and then the Thai room. I went to a Thai room, and as soon as I keyed up, the guy called me. He was like, "Kilo, that's a tusuleko." So I made a contact with someone from Thailand, even though his English was broken. But all I heard was, "You fight 9, Danny. You fight 9." I said, "Yeah, I fight 9. You fight 9. That's it." So I spoke to someone from Thailand. His English was all, but he just gave me the signal. That's it. I just said, you're logged. That's it. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. All right. Back to calling CQ. I guess this guy is a runaway train. England, England. Let me see. England, England. Let me see if I see you. You're not in there yet. I see a whole bunch of England right now. England, England, England. Yeah. So, and like I said, the search is doesn't help. It's very minimal. So, my suggestion for this radio is make a printout, and I'm gonna start checking off ones that are popular. I kind of, in other words, narrow down the list, and that's it. You know, but I have to do a couple of things. I think either it's the microphone, because I already tried both of the hotspots, so I know it's not the hotspots. I swapped both of them out. It's not the hotspot, not the hotspot, and I swapped the two antennas out. The two, the stubby one in there is definitely not the antennas. The mag mount and the stubby is definitely not the one of them, because I even had the stubby. I had the stubby right here. I bring it down. I put it right here, and it wasn't the stubby. So it's definitely either the microphone issue, or I think also what happened is, Mary DXR, I've been tweaking this radio around too much, especially with the CW. There's probably some setting in here that's causing, the microphone thing to whatever. Maybe it's the mic setting. I have to see, what I'm saying? But since I tinkered around with it so much, sometimes the best thing to do is just reset the radio, factory reset, because I don't want the CW stuff. And I already decided. Yeah, exactly. No, even if because right now what happened, I've been messing with this a lot. There's little settings in there, and this one has a lot of settings. It's not like the Zygo. So the best thing to do is I may just factory reset it, and then, because I already have one setting for the FT8. Then of course I have my setting for the C4FM, but I have another setting for the CW, which I messed it up. Believe me, I messed it up. You know, like for example, like, because even after I messed with the CW, when I went on FT8, it didn't want to see the rig, so I had to change the baud rate again. You see what I'm saying? All those little things. The bandwidth was very narrow instead of being the 3 megahertz. So it can mess with it, even though you could save individual stuff. So I decided that I don't want to use this radio for experimental stuff. I want this one. This is my working rig. The CW stuff is gonna go on another radio. I'm done with that. I'm done with that here. I'm done with that, because that's an experimental thing anyway. For me, that's the best thing to do. I don't want to put. I don't want. I don't want to mess with that, because I'm not until I'm familiar with that. I know there's a setting in there that's messing with the microphone. It got to be that. It has to be that. Or the microphone itself is damaged. But I don't hear no, no. I think it's a setting in here. And rather than me go through each of them, the hell with it. I'll just factory reset it and that's it. And then I'll be off and running fast. Believe me. But I'm going to look through it. I have to look through it. I have to sit down and go through, set it up for this. So basically, I have to set it up for this one and set it up for this one again. And that's it. And I should be fine. Yeah, because I'm hoping it's on the microphone here because I don't want to buy a new microphone. But anyway, microphone is like, I've seen that they're not cheap. I mean, they are cheap, excuse me. Under $30. I've seen some $26, whatever, I see it, and I even have the other Yaesu microphone upstairs I could use. But I don't think it's a microphone. I think it's a setting here. When I was messing around with the CW crap, maybe I forgot to switch something, whatever. I just need to sit down and do it. That's it. I'll figure it out. I think that's what I think it more is an issue with the setting. Because it's like clipping. I don't know if it's clipping, but it's at a certain time it times out. If I hold it, I'll talk to you for 10 seconds, 11 seconds. By the time I get to about 15, it just cuts. And sometimes when I talk again, sometimes it only lasts 2 seconds and it cuts. So there's something going on with is a setting. So yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know. Let's hope it's a setting rather than a mic issue. I think it's a setting. I think it's a setting. Like I said, worst case scenario, I factory reset and that's it, and then fine. Because I only have a couple of I had a couple of them until the time. When I started doing the CW thing is when I messed things up. Because the CW is the one that broke my head. And I still didn't get it working properly. FLDG with this, and then at first I used FLDG by itself with it. Then I used FL rig with it, and then it just got everything. And then I got to the point where I could decode it, but sending it never worked for me. So I gave up on it for now. And the videos out there are not the best. They're horrible videos on it. So I have to really. So I got to the point where I say, you know what? This is my main rig. You know what? I have 2 other rigs that I can use for experimental. Use them. I don't want to, because this is my main one, right? So you know what? I'm done. I do my single sideband here. I do my C4 FM here, and I do my FT8 here, right? So that's keep it like that. That's it. Keep it simple. They say keep it simple. Yeah. Because it's more easier for me to reset it and then just put the settings for and another thing is I don't know, there's an outside chance, but I don't think it is, but it's an outside chance. Now maybe the frequency on this one is kind of interfering with something's interfering with this frequency. So I'm gonna change the frequency on this one too. Because I had around a 430, 433, 7575. I don't know why I picked that frequency. I saw it on the review. I saw it on the video that it was setting this up. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to put it like 442 or something. Because DMR, I have it at 438.8. Or bring it down to 2 meters. Maybe I'll use a 2 meter frequency for this one. I was thinking about that too. So maybe there's an interference going on. I don't know. Maybe that's why it could be anything. It could be when I key up, because I notice the packet loss is ridiculous sometimes. It's weird. It's acting weird. I don't know. That's why, this thing will take you all over. It's like all these rabbit holes. But I think the simplest thing to do is just I do the factory reset and set it up like okay, set up my FT8. Because for me it's easy to, like, if I hit ban, yeah. So that's what I'm thinking too. Oh, okay, so you went to similar issue. I'm thinking that the frequency on this one is what's causing issues. I mean, I could change it. Let me plug it in. Let me just change the frequency on this one. And I could do that while I'm talking to you, because this I just got a gun. I'm gonna try 442. All right, what's the power for this one? Yeah, messy, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna change this one. Anyway, I fired it up. Let me just I'm not gonna connect to that. I just want to change the frequency on it. That way. I'll try that later. But let me change it while we're talking. Because I was thinking about that too. That it was because I right now I had that one set to 433.575. I'm like, that's too. I don't know. I just wasn't comfortable with that frequency. And then I noticed that it was like, yeah, because the DMR one is at 438.8, 438.8. So I figured, I was gonna keep it on the. But yeah, you know what? I'm gonna try 442. I'm gonna try that one. See what happens. 442. Because I was thinking about 2 meters. I was gonna put it at 140, 140. But the problem is, 2 meters here is it's very close. So I figured, you know what? 442. I'll do 442. So yeah, that's what happened. So Mary Dears, that's what happened to me on DMR when I first set it up on 432. It was clipping, and what happened? Why did it change back to Okay, this guy's like, what's going on, bro? Okay. Yeah, Roger, Roger. Roger, Roger already. I set it up on 432. It was clipping. I changed to 442 and it's all good. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna put it at 442. See if that makes a difference. Yeah, see that makes a difference. Because I wasn't crazy about that 433. Because I was watching a video and I saw he had that frequency. I said, oh, I'm gonna use the one that he's using on the video. But I think something might be interfering with it or something. I don't know. I gotta blow my nose. Hold on. I'll be right back. My nose is itching now. One hour and 19 minutes in the books. And thank you for watching. All right, so they booted up now. So let me go to Pi Star 2. Pi Star 2. All right. Let me move it over here. I'm going to move it over here first. Let me close this guy. This cable. Okay, well, I'm sorry. It's moving around. I know. I'm trying not to make people dizzy. I'm sorry, but you know, the thing is, I have no room here on my desk. So let me magnify this. I'm sorry. Let me just put the boom, boom. All right. See, right now it's at 433. I know that it's not the best resolution right now because I have it sideways, and because I have a keyboard right here. If I can't see, I can't put it here. I have no room. So I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry. Trying to get it as close as I can to the. Anyway, 433, right? So, configuration. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm checking my settings right now. So simplex is fine. MMDVM host is fine. YSF mode is turned on. Everything here is fine. Okay, I'm gonna change the frequency then. So it's gonna be 442, and then how many zeros you put? I forgot. 3 zeros, right? 000. Okay, yeah, that's it. Anything else I need to change here? Let me see. That's fine, and that's it. And then by default, mine's supposed to connect here. CQ worldwide. And then I don't have this uppercase host files. No update required if change. I'm not gonna change it. So anyway, I'm gonna probably change this here. 442. So now that's gonna reboot this service. So now it's rebooting the service. The not not the whole Raspberry Pi, but the service. It takes about 30 seconds to a minute. And then I go to the dashboard and I'll see it there. Okay. So it's 442 on the 442 megahertz. So if I go to my dashboard, now it's right there. You see, 442. Okay. So let me move this back over here. So I move that back over here. Okay. So right now, FT8. Well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect to it. So let me stop FT8 for a minute. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see it. Just want to see the frequency. All right. Let me close FT8. I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna close that for a minute. Even though it's really busy right now, but now I need to set up my radio. So let me do let me put my phone. My water something. I don't want to keep my water. I put my water bottle right there. Okay. I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna try it just to see the frequency. Just see if there's no clipping. I'm gonna talk to whoever's out there. I'm gonna talk to whoever's out there on the Yaesu. So the first thing I gotta do is go to. I should show you guys. You know what? I want to show you guys. But let me connect the microphone. Actually, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna turn it off for a minute. Let me turn it off. So I want to hold up the microphone. I'm going to turn this off for a minute. Just let it. All right, let me put the webcam on the Yaesu. So I got to twist this. I'm sorry. I know people say, oh, you're going to get dizzy. No. Sorry. Chill out. I know I have this one webcam, and that's what I have down here. Sorry, I don't have a complicated studio where I can just switch cameras. I'm on a freaking budget, people. Sorry. Okay, there you go. So now I'm going to move it here. I'm going to point it right at it. I point it right at it. Okay, let me get this microphone. Let me get this tripod out of the way. Let's put it right there. Okay. Let me turn on my power supply. On my phone right here. Actually, I don't want to put it there because I'm going to forget and then I'm going to be, where's my phone? All right. So now we're going to turn on the radio. Let me get this guy. I'm going to put the Yaesu screen back over here, the dashboard. And I'm going to blow it up now to, where's that? How many? I'm going to put it 200. Right there, 150 times my zoom. Excuse me, 150 zoom. All right, so I'm going to go to, for this radio, you go to band. You go to band. I'm not gonna put 430 because that's gonna take me to the old one. I don't want to do that. I'm gonna type it in brand new. So you go here, you go to ENT, and I'm gonna type it in 442-000, enter. So now I'm there, right? So of course, right now it's not on C4FM mode. You see, it's on. It looks like data USB. Of course, that's not. So you press mode, and you got to pick this one, and that's all you do. There's no other setting, but I am going to check anyway. I want to make sure my power is not 50 watts. So for that, I go to here. I'm going to check everything. I don't need to mess with anything else, but I want to check to see if, just want to check the power. Okay, the power. I want to make sure. Yeah, I don't want to miss anything. All right, so the power is the minimum. That's the lowest I can go, 5. My gain is 25. I'll leave it like that. I'll leave it at 25. That should be fine. I didn't have an issue with it before. If there's anything else that I have to put, I don't think so. But and the squelch, for wires X, it has to be 20. Otherwise, it will not connect to wires X. Okay. And then that's it. Oh no, this is simplex. Repeater is, yeah, right there. Repeater, RPT, repeater, you got to put it on simp. Simplex, okay? You got plus, minus, simplex. I'm doing all this because it's going to remember this now. Next time I put 442, it's going to, I don't have to put all these settings in. It'll remember it. And that's it. That's it. I don't have to do no AMS, none of that. So let me leave it on wires X. So right now, if I go here and I'll show you the screen, when you connect, you see it's not, it says YSF Network CQ World right there. Unlike DMR, if I connect, you should see me there, right? If I go like this, there you go. I'm there now. 442, I'm there. I'm at CQ World right now. I'm on CQ World right now. Without doing WiseX yet, without doing WiseX, because I already set this up to be the default room CQ World. So I'm not doing WiseX yet. I'm on CQ World. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a call on CQ World first. Excuse me. Let's see what happens. It's a delay. Wow. Okay, here we go. Kilo Delta 2 Zulu Zulu Echo. Can I get a radio check, please? There is a delay, though. That's one thing I noticed about it. There is a delay. But the BR was okay. Oh, there you go. My ready the Exa. All right. There you go. Okay, let me you know what? Let me make it bigger so everybody can see that I'm talking to my ready the Exa right now. There you go. My ready the Exa. Let me put the camera. I'm gonna put the camera right there. I don't know if you can see his call sign right there. That's his call sign. Again, sorry about that. Let me give me a second. I'm sorry. Okay, now I hope everybody can see that now. Wow, that BR is really high. Mike 7 Echo India Whiskey. This is Kilo Delta 2 Zulu Zulu Echo, and I just got cut off again. I saw the cutoff. It got cut off. The microphone got cut off. I just saw it. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so definitely, I'm going to have to know.
Danny, yeah. There was a bit of artifacting as well going on.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I'm going to try again. See you. Yeah, see? Just cut off. I didn't, before I talk, you see how it cut off? Yeah, it definitely cut off. Wow. So, I'll be right back. I'm going to go upstairs for 1 minute. I'm going to get the other microphone from the other Yesu. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. So I got the other one. So this is the Yesu. So I'm going to show you. Let me disconnect this one. Not to get them confused. Yeah, it's the same model. Let me turn on this light. I'll show you. I don't want to get it confused. It's the same model. Yeah. So this is the Yesu dynamic microphone. Let me read the model right here. MH31. So yeah. So this is the Yesu mic. I know you're not gonna be able to see the lighting sucks here, whatever. This is the one for the FT991A. It's the model MH31, right? Anyway, I took it off the FT991A. That's the one that I think that I told you I dropped it. This is from the FT8 18. It's the same microphone. FT8 ND. It's the same microphone, same exact microphone, same model. So I'm gonna plug it in, and let me catch my breath and see if it's not the microphone. That is definitely a setting in the radio. I'm just gonna hold it. Mike 7 Echo India Whiskey, and it cut off. Yeah, it cut off. It cut off. So it's definitely a setting in the radio. Yep, it cut off. It cut off. Wow. So I'm gonna have to do something. I have to figure out the setting for this. There's something that's making the microphone cut off. Anybody has a suggestion? Yeah. So it's not the microphone. Definitely not the microphone. So thank you for that. Thank you for helping me out, Mario DX. But yeah, definitely not the microphone. Anyway, I'm gonna make sure that I don't confuse both of them. But they're the same model. The Yaesu dynamic microphone model AMH31 is the same button setup, and it has a switch. It's the same exact. Well, right now it's 25. I mean, I could lower. I could bring it down to 20, and we could try that. But what I have to do first, the thing is, I think for that, let me see. Hold on. You know what? I could try that. Okay, let me move forward. Actually, let me see what else is there. Okay, let me see. Vox is off. Everything is on. Digital DN, yeah, that's fine. What's this number here? Channel down. It was 6.5. I'm gonna put it very wide. 20. Let me try the channel dial first. I don't know. I think that setting, maybe that thing was too narrow if I'm looking at it now. I'm gonna key up. Okay, yours is 15. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna lower it. I'll put it to 15. Okay, here it goes. Yeah, somebody told me about that a few weeks ago on a repeater that I was coming in too high, the mic. Kilo Delta 2 Zulu Zulu Echo. And then it cut off right there. No cutoff. I'm gonna key up again. Let me see. I'm waiting for him to say something. All right, now I'm gonna call you out.
Danny, you're sounding all right there. Yeah, so it seems that something is tagging out or cutting off the microphone there. Still over.
All right. Mike 7 Echo India Whiskey. This is Kilo Delta 2 Zulu Zulu Echo. You copy? And I just got cut off. As soon as I said you got copy, I got cut off. Yeah, it's cutting off. Yeah, so it's definitely wow, this is really a stumper right here. Holy moly. That is a stumper. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna just I'll figure it out. I think it's in the menu setup. I think there's a setting in there that I'm. But anyway, at least you know what? At least I know it's not the microphone. So it's definitely a setting. It is a setting that I probably when I was messing around with the CW portion, you know. So it's not the mic gain. Yeah, you were lower this time, but audible. Yeah, I know 15 is kind of low for me. If I go 20. But I'll leave it at 15 since you say you're 15. I'll leave it at 15. Yeah, so right now I have no idea what it is. Let me see meter. Let me see. Yeah. Wow, this is a stumper. But I'm telling you, I know that's it messed up my the CW thing really messed up my. Let me see. Let me go back to okay, let me get out of this menu thing. Actually, let me put it back on. No, I have it at 5. That's the lowest I can go, 5. That's the first thing I made sure is the power. The lowest I can go on this rig is 5. I cannot even go down to 0. The lowest you can go on this radio is 5. I know, and that got me thinking 5 is, but that's the lowest I can go on this. You know, unless, but then again, I know, but even at 5, I'm telling you, when I mess with the CW, so I was gonna go to that menu now. Let me go there. Yeah, no, I think I know what it is. So let me get out of this menu. So I'll show you. I'll show you. Let me go close here. Actually, let me zoom in here. So I'm gonna zoom in right in there. So I'll show you. You see, this is the menu. This is for the, you see the mic gain. I know the zoom is horrible. Mic gain is at 15. That's the lowest I can go. Power 5, right? So see, I can go lower. I can go higher, but not lower. The lowest is 5. That's the absolute lowest you can go. I was messing with the channel dial thing, but I don't think it's that. I think it's in this menu. So this is one. This is the function list. This is the menu setup. You see? So I have to go through all of this because there's a few things that I changed here. So let me go down. Let me see. Let me go back to 1. I'm gonna go through. I don't know if I want to go through all this here, but I'll try because I know which ones I changed, which ones I didn't change. So number 1, you see, you start with this. Okay. You got your AGC. You got all of this. This is fine. I'm just gonna go through it real quick. Uh, See, the thing is, yeah, exactly. No, FTA setting is very simple. For this radio, FTA is very simple. Is the CW is the pain, and I know CW. When I messed with the CW portion, when I went back to FTA, I couldn't even do FTA, so I had to fix that for the FTA. So you see what I'm saying? There's something in the CW that I'm just gonna go through it quick. Maybe something I can recognize right away. Otherwise, I'll just default. I'll do the factory default tonight. Not after I'm done with FTA. I can still do FTA right now. I'm not doing it right now. I'm not doing it right now, but I'll do it tonight because I have a feeling it's in here. But let me go through it real quick. Let me just see some. Okay, so you got the CW stuff. You got the beep level. The baud rate is fine. That's the way I have my baud rate, 96. And then this is when it gets finicky. All this other stuff gets finicky. You know. Even the L cut and all that stuff. I know I had to change it for. And seeing all this stuff, all this stuff, some of this I had to mess with. You know. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I'm think I'm gonna do the. You see, I gotta mess with all this stuff. I think it's here. It might be there actually. Yeah, I think it might be here, but anyway, yeah. All right. Anyway, I have a feeling it's there. No, Yeah. Anyway, back to FT8. Back to FT8. I'll figure it out. But I already ruled out the
Mike
microphone.
7 Echo India Whiskey calling KE2 Zulu Echo. Sorry to hear about your troubles transmitting on C4FM, but I hope you get it sorted
Yeah.
very soon, Danny.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, then,
yeah.
and go back to the chat. Over and out.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, definitely is a setting. See, I know it's a setting. So now I know it's a setting. I just gonna, you know, like I said, when I was doing something with the CW, there's something in there. I'm looking at it right now, and there's a bunch of things that I, but I can't remember what they were. So I'm not gonna go through each one. I'm not gonna do that. I'll do the factory tonight, and then I'll be fine. Because then, what happened is I was trying to do CW, and you don't know how many times I changed that. Some of it, and then I may I'm not gonna break my head through all that. I'm not doing that. So I'll do the factory and I'll be fine. Because then what I do, once I do the factory, I don't have nothing memorized in here. There's only two things I have memorized in here is the frequency for the hotspot for the other one, and that's a simple setting, and FT8, and that's easy to set up. Because FT8 is easier to set up because it's already when you do the FT8 frequency, or even if I go monitor 2 meters and all that, I mean 20 meters, excuse me, 20, as long as it's on data USB, that's it. That's the only mode I have to know. Not USB. You got to be data USB. That's it. That's the only thing. That's it. Everything else is. And there's a couple other things. There's videos on it like crazy about setting up FT8 and things like that. So that's how I got that. But the CW thing was the one that messed up this rig, because I thought that's when the issue started happening. So I know it's because I thank God it's not the microphone. So now I know it's not the microphone. It's not the microphone. Okay, so this is the FT818. This is the 991. I'm gonna put this one back. So now I know it's not the microphone. So it ain't the microphone. Now a couple of weeks ago, so I spoke on single sideband and I had no issue. Because single plus a single sideband, they heard me. But maybe that too. But definitely it's something to do with when I'm on digital mode, digital voice mode. I have to go through each of those settings. And that's what it is. All right. So there you go. So thank you, my Radio Extra, for helping me diagnose the problem. But now I know it's not the microphone. I ruled out the microphone. I ruled out the hotspot, and I ruled out the antennas. So it's definitely, and I know it's a setting. So it remind me of the G90 when I first got my G90. When I first got my G90, I had a similar issue that I was messing with something. I was messing with something. Something messed up. I either inadvertently hit the and it turned out to be the squelch. I had the squelch, and I was like breaking my head. So I had to do the factory reset, and then I went through resetting, and I got it back to. And then remember that issue with the G90 that when you transmit and you hear yourself, and it will lock up. So now I know that you don't even have to for that. I just do the on FT on the WSJTX. You just do hold TX, and then in other words, you gotta reset, and then it works fine. And that broke my head for a while, for about a couple of weeks. It broke my head about that when it would lock up like that. Like after it goes through the timeout, sometimes it will start. You will start hearing yourself, and you see your call sign in red, like you're hearing yourself, and it will lock up. And then when you Try to transmit again, it would be at 0 watt. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why is it? Before yeah. No, but now I figured that out. It doesn't lock up no more. Because what I do is I just go to, I'll show you what I do. Let me put this back to normal. So 100 zoom. Yeah, so okay, so now I know it's not the hotspot. I eliminated everything. So I'm down to factory reset and I'm good. That's what's gonna happen. Factory reset and that's it. And that should do it. Because I didn't notice it myself before, but I don't remember me getting cut off. So that is weird though. All right, so let me put this tab back over here. And there you go. I was talking about that earlier. That this, you know, the problem with the functionality on this thing, this search menu is useless. This search thing is useless. I don't want to give up on it yet. On this, and plus, and by the way, I spoken on repeaters on this. The other night I connected it on the repeater with that little, believe it or not, with the stubby. I had the stubby right in the window. I connected to my 2 meter repeater, and I was wires X on the repeater. I could, I don't know. Maybe I should try it right now, but I don't know. First of all, first thing I got to do is I have to, what's the frequency on that? 144. All right, so first thing is, anyway, I'm not connecting on wires X. So I could just go to band, 144. And the frequency on that one, the stubby is right. I'm gonna write to see if I can do it. Okay. Band is let me do the ENT. Is 144 15000. If I remember, in that FM mode, it's gonna be C4 FM, and then if I connect to it, the offset. But let me see. Uh, no, my antenna's down there. That's why. Let me put the antenna up high. See if I can do it. All right, let it wait till it let it time out. Okay. All right. Which is the one now? The stubby, right? No. Oh, that is okay. No. I need to switch. I need to switch. I want the stubby. Where's the stubby? I'm having a feeling it's the antennas. I think both antennas are not that good. I have another idea, but I'm gonna have to get the elbow or an adapter. I have another idea. Maybe I should just use. Here's another idea. Instead of relying on this, because this, that, I think it might be that too. I think I should just. Here's my idea. I think I should take one of the rubber duckies from there. One of the rubber duckies. Put the adapter and put it on the rig. And that's it. I think it's getting cut off. It's not a line of sight thing. I think they're just not. It's weird. But I connect to a repeater, so you figure I connect here. Why is it dropping? Because it looks like it's dropping. It's actually dropping. All right, let me try now with the stubby. Let's see. Yeah, this is hit and miss with these two. But I need an adapter. I need an adapter. Yeah, see, it's timing out now. It's timing out. It's not connecting now. Let me look up the list. I'm going to look up the list. Let me go to repeater. Oh, actually, you know what? Anyway, let me put that on hold. I forgot to do something. Let me do something here. No, it's not that. It's not that. He just want me to buy the handheld. It's not that, man. It's not that. It's not that. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I want to try something else. Let me see one other thing. Okay, that's a repeater. Okay, that's a repeater now. What is that repeater? Is that a? Oh man, I forgot the. Let me see. Actually, let me key up. Let me put what is it? YSF. Hopefully this won't kill my stream. Hopefully my browser won't crash. Let me close QRZ because at this point I'm not using it right now. And let's see. Let me see which one is 145. It was 14. Okay, so that one is not even working. So that's the wrong one. Okay. So the next one is what? Okay, so that frequency is not working right now. Okay, so then I know it's not a. Okay, so the next one is I'm looking at the repeater book, by the way. See, I'm looking at repeater book. Well, I'm gonna test your theory about the hotspot. 1456. Let me see. 145 1456700. Boom. Right? And that one is what? Bronx, New York. Yeah, that's gonna be that's a stretch. I don't think it's gonna. I'm not gonna be able to get that one anyway. But and there is no offset. And there is no offset. There is no. Yeah, that one's not gonna work. Let me try the other Yonkers one. It's gonna be the not the 2 meter one, but the let me see. Where's the Yonkers one? Where's the Yonkers one right here? All right, so let me do 440. 440. Okay. What is it? 440, 15. Okay, so it's four. That's probably why I got confused with. Okay. 440, 1. I think that's the one. 5. It just I forget about it. Okay, and then that one. Let me see anything else on that one. And that one, if I go back, is plus. Okay, anything else on that one? And that's it. So if I key up, there you go. I'm connected to the repeater on in Yonkers. The Yonkers one is 440. Right now connected. I'll show you. Let me get the. So yeah, I'm connected to the repeater right now. The 70 centimeters. So it's 440, 150, and I did it wires X. Look right there. See? Show you. That's the local repeater right there. Okay. Oh my God, that zoom is this zoom is horrible right now. Okay. Right there, you can see it. Right, it says W2YRC RPT repeater Yonkers W2 YRC room. Of course, what I can do now is I can search. Let me put it back on the tripod. Here we go. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna talk to you to the repeater, Marriott DXL. I'm gonna go back to that room through the repeater. Here we go. All right. You when you said that, I say, man, now you got me thinking about the hotspot. Maybe the hotspot. Maybe I don't know. I don't think it's that. But anyway, hey, you know what? At this point, try anything before I factory reset this thing. So what room we was in? I'm gonna look it up right now. So let me. Okay, 416. Okay. So I'm gonna just search. I gotta disconnect from this. First, you gotta disconnect, right? Because I'm on the repeater. Should I disconnect this room? Yeah, I think I have to disconnect from this room. Let me see. Okay. Oh, it doesn't allow me to disconnect from the room. It doesn't allow me to disconnect from it because I'm on the repeater. Oh. So I think for this one I don't have to disconnect. So anyway, let me search. So direct is gonna be, let me see, 41619. Enter. Okay, so I'm connected. Now it's Parrot. Okay, why it got me connected on Parrot? Did you give me? Oh my, forget it. Let me disconnect from that. I could search it. Oh, that's another thing I noticed too. I think when you go on the repeater, their list is not as. That's another thing. When you go on the repeater, their list is not as long as when you're on a hotspot. Let me just search it because I know what the. If I put CQ, it pops up. I'll put CQ because at least with that I can search. It should come up. Okay, it doesn't. Oh my God, this search is useless in a way. What about UK? UK. Even now, I go to 54321. Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, I'm gonna do ID. Let me go to 54321. I want to see. 54321. Bam. Wow. They're not the same. Wow. Now I'm stumped. Anyway, let me do direct. I'll do another search. I'll do Q. Let me see. But remember, now I'm at the mercy of the repeater. So the repeater, sometimes sometimes they get restricted with certain things. Yeah, it's really, it's the search on the repeater really sucks. Wow. Holy moly. Wow. Well, I think the disconnect issue. Yeah. Oh, wow. Let me go back. I disconnected, right? So let me go back. Oh, I think I know what happened. I think I'm going to have to reconnect. Let me see. See, this is why I hate that whole disconnect thing. I really hate this. It's going to time out. See, it timed out. So, wow, that really sucks. See, oh my God, what the hell? Yeah, see, I'm not connected now. So I have to, let me see if I key up first. You can try all you want on that end. I'm not having fun. I'm not having success on this end. Let me try again. Yeah, it's not. It's gonna time out. Yeah, yeah. And the repeater is a whole different thing. It's not like the hotspot. You're definitely at the mercy of the repeater. Yeah, I noticed that too. Last time I connected to the repeater, oh my God, now I need the codes in front of me. Forget it. Anyway, I have to. You know what I do for this one? This is what I do. This is my fact. This is my reset. Let it disconnect. I think it has me connected. No, I'm gonna connect again, but this time I'm gonna. Before I do that, I'm gonna look up the code. Let me go to Star UK reflector. Let me see what that room is at. I'm gonna pick a room from here. So yeah, 54321. That one didn't work, right? Okay. Go back here. I'm gonna turn it on again. I'm gonna connect to it again. Problem with this YSF shit is you gotta disconnect every freaking time. And this, I'm giving you a good example of why, unfortunately, why. Yeah, I'm just reset the because you have to disconnect, and if you're connected, you can't do nothing. All right. So right now, I just key up first. Actually, let me get out of this first. Let me see if I just key up. If I do this. I saw something. Yeah, it's gonna time out. I think right now the antenna is barely making it. Yeah, I think it's just the antenna now. I know in my case it's a connection. It's struggling right now. That little stubby. Remember, this repeater is a mile and a half away, and I'm in a basement. So yeah. All right, back to FT8. That's it. I had to try it, but anyway, um, I'm going to, anyway, sooner or later, I'm going to put the other one on the roof. I don't know. I have a feeling it's the antennas. It's not a good antenna, that stubby one. I'm thinking that and then the other one, of course, is not, the other one is not meant for, you know, and I don't have a coax. You know, no, I could, because James Farley mentioned it. James Farley kind of mentioned it. I should just put this one indoor. I should just put it in a bracket right there, indoor, because this is made for that, right? And just get a coax, coax right in there, boom. But I don't have a coax that's, yeah, I would need to get a small coax. Yeah, but I want to put this one up first. I really want to put this one up first. If I have this one up there, I can just talk to the repeater all day. This one. On the roof, this one, no problem. It's just that, remember, this is not meant for, even though I use this one, it's not meant for that. This is not tuned for this. This is a CD thing. And then this stubby is not the best antenna. So I'm down to two ideas. I'm thinking about just getting an adapter and using because I read that on the forum. So in other words, temporarily, this is what I'm saying. Look, temporarily. Sorry, the light is in my head. Light is in my way. Okay, sorry. Temporarily, see the rubber duck? Get an adapter. This to SO, this to PO. Like they had the elbow one. You put it. Use the rubber ducky. This is because it's tuned for that, and that should work fine. Rubber ducky. Until I get that one up in the air. So I will have to get an adapter for this because this is it's not gonna. Of course, So I need this is SMA male to, but I want to get an elbow also. So I'll figure it out. I could probably try that too. But before I do that, I'm gonna have the other wire up there. I read that in the forum. Use the rubber ducky. Oh, and by the way, same thing with your hotspot antenna. If that little stubby antenna doesn't cut it, they recommend you put this on your hotspot. But again, I would need an adapter for that to the hotspot. So if you want to improve your hotspot, and I have a whole bunch of them. I even have the whip, the rubber ducky whip. Remember, I bought 5 of them. So I can use that too. But I need the adapters. So, yeah, I could put the hotspot somewhere else, and I'm thinking about it. That's temporary. By the way, that's temporary. When I finalize my setup, removing the antenna from the hotspot and see if it'll work. Actually, no, it won't work because these hotspots, I saw it. I saw the board inside. There is an internal antenna in here, right? But when you put this connector, you got to remove the it's a flat. It's like a chip, the antenna. You have to remove that one to put this connector. You cannot have both. Excuse me, my nose is itching. So I thought about that too, but I don't think I don't think it's this because my handheld works fine. And sometimes I'm right here. When I'm talking about, I'm right here and the hand's right there. So it's not this. I think it's And by the way, I only use 1 watt on this. Maybe if I put it, maybe I may try that. I may try putting it. I may put the hotspot in the boiler room and try it. But I'll do that tonight. I'm not gonna factory reset. Yeah, I think I'm close. I'll do something. But You know, I'll figure it out. Because this works fine. DMR works fine. So I already ruled out that it's not the hotspots. It's not the antenna of the hotspots. It's not the microphone. So I got it down to the radio itself, a setting. I'm hoping it's not a hardware issue with the radio. But it isn't because I'm doing FT8. I'm doing FT8 fine. So it cannot be that. It's a setting, or I need the. You might be right about. I might have to put this somewhere else. Maybe it's too close for this one. Maybe it's cutting off. It's too close. It might be that. You know, it could be that too. Well, you know, or if not, my Ready DX, I may get another one. But I can connect to the repeater. One. Anyway, look, once I get that one in the air, I connect to the repeater, and then from the repeater, I connect here. The antenna's going to be up there in the roof, so it'll still connect to my, you know. Oh, my God. Yeah, you win. All right, let me disconnect the microphone. Where did I put the other one at? So I could take it back upstairs. Where did I put the other one at? Oh my God, where did I do the other one? Oh my God, Danny. Where did the other one? Did I put it back out here? Anyway, forget it. Oh, it's right there hanging. It's right here hanging. Never mind. Yeah, it's hanging right there. Okay, so let me put this one in here. Okay, so back to FT8. When all else fails, FT8. All right. That was an adventure. Let me close that. All right. Yeah, so this stubby battery's low, yeah. Yeah, so this stubby, I don't think it's a stubby. I think it might be it might be like what you said. I may have to put maybe it's too close. You know, maybe I didn't notice it before when I was getting caught up when I was talking to people. Maybe I didn't notice it. Maybe it's too close. But that's this rig, the lowest you can go is 5 watts. You know, I can't bring it down to 1 watt. Unlike my handheld, you know, when I just went down to 1 watt. And I think well that one is up the lowest is 1 watt, I think. I think there's three, right? I don't know. You know what? I didn't think about that one. But anyway, I had that one down to 1. The lowest on the DM1701. So you mean like a hidden setting? I don't know, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, it's okay. But anyway, it's not gonna matter. I mean eventually my plan is to have I don't want to have the house power nearby either. I want to have it in another room, or at least, because I want to mount them on a wall. I do want to wall mount mine. Like I'm gonna put a Velcro on it or something. I don't know if I want to put a Velcro on it, and I'm gonna have them kind of like or something. I don't know. Because I know they're not meant to. You know, I trust me. I was going through the rabbit hole reading stuff about this last night. Somebody wanted to hook this antenna, this connector to an outdoor antenna, and I'm like, why would you want? Because the thing is, the power output on this is not that much. It's only like is it like a milliwatt or point? I forgot what it was. It's very low the output because this is basically just a Wi-Fi antenna. So 5 watts might be too much. 5 watts might be too much for this, and that's why it's cutting off. But that's the lowest I can go on this. But of course, when they made this radio, remember when they made this radio, it's not to connect to a hotspot; it was to connect to a repeater. So I may have to put this in another room. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like for example, like the Zyguji, I like what you just mentioned, the 6100. It says 5, but it might be 7 or 6. I know what you're saying. Exactly. It might be, I'm gonna have to put this in the other room. I can do that. I can put it in the boiler room. Anyway, I'm not using it now. Let me unplug it. I'm gonna plug it and I'm gonna plug it over there. I'm gonna let it run too. I'm gonna leave it on over there. I'll try it later. I don't want to connect back and forth. I'm doing that. I'll do it. I'll try. I'm gonna put it in the boiler room. I'm gonna try it later. I'll give that theory a shot. Let me turn on this light. Yeah, it could be that. It could be that, even though it's saying 5, it might be a little more than that, and that might be the way it's like clipping or something. I don't know. It could be that. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it over there and we'll see. I'll test it out later. But for the repeater, let me close that one up for now. Actually, let me close all of these. Yeah. But for the repeater, definitely when I put that one up there, it's gonna be a lot better. Because right here, even with the stubby, even when I connect to because the other night I connected to the repeater and I was listening to it was the Latinos reflector on the Yasu, and they were talking, but I noticed it would drop. It would drop. So right there, obviously that's not the optimum spot for it. I'm in the basement. It's a little stubby. And then plus already there's a building right next to mine that's blocking it, is the garage. And then you got a lot of trees. So even though the repeater is only a mile and a half away, that stubby is not that good. But I think you might be onto something. I think and I thought about that, and because somebody talked about that, I think before on DMR, that your hotspot might be too close to your radio. But in his case, he was complaining that it blew out, that his front end blew out on the hotspot. But that didn't happen to me because I've been using this one for the last few weeks. I've been using this one. When I received the new one, I never noticed it until I put the new one. Then I noticed that I was getting cut off. That's when I thought. So it went from I thought that the new hotspot was not working properly. Then I went. Then we narrowed it down to everything, the microphone, everything. So now I know is okay. So it could be that because I did this one. This one with the Baofeng right here didn't never give me an issue. I never had an issue down because I got that down to 1 watt. Because that's the first thing I did with that one. I put the setting down to 1 watt, and I believe I can even go down lower. I think I can take it down to a half a watt. But this rig, I don't have that option. I don't have that option. So my rated DXer, yeah. The thing is that the FT9918 says 5 watts, but it might not be exactly. Could be more. Exactly, I think that could be true. My X6100, for example, it can do more than 10 watts, even though Zygu said the max is 10. Yeah, and it's not a hitting setting. It's the specification on the radio, not always exact. It could be that too. It could be that even though I put the absolute lowest is 5, it's probably putting out 7, and that's probably what's cutting off the uh, the microphone, because the audio and everything sounds fine on your end. Is when I get cut off, because I just get cut off. So maybe it's that. Yeah. And Mary DX, I have to keep my hotspot a good distance from my mouth, otherwise it cuts off. It could be that. Anyway, it's gonna be in the other room now, so I'll test it later. I'll test it in a bit. I'm just I don't, my head is already, but I'll test it later. All right. Let me see. Let me sign his web book. So right now I am at 90. What is that now? 94. Okay, 94 countries. And I think, yeah, 10, yeah, 56 out of 66. So, yeah. Memory DX is the same. When I set up my DMR, it was driving me insane. Yeah, it probably is that because it is driving me nuts. It is driving me nuts though. You know, because that's one thing I was wondering. I said, why can't it go down to 1 watt? But it makes sense. Remember, this rig is already a few years old. This is not a brand new. This is not 2024 model. This has been around for about a while. So those hotspots were not popular 6 years ago. They've just been popular for the last couple of years, really the last couple of years. And then remember, they were more expensive. These were very expensive of 2 years ago. They were very expensive. Now they're under $60. They were very expensive a couple of years ago, and they have so many updates on it now. So this Yaesu 5 watts. That's the minimum. That makes sense for a repeater or QRP, right? You want to do QRP, or you want to connect to a repeater, like or especially a repeater to do digital voice. You don't need that much power. So it makes sense that it's not gonna go below. Like the Zygo, I could go down to nothing, from 20 to nothing. This one from 100 to 5. That's it. I can't go 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't. So yeah, but I know now that's not the main thing. You know what I was worried about? The hotspot. It was the fish. It was not working right. But now I know it's not the hotspots. He's not the hotspot. So, and it's not the microphone. So now I know that. So I'm good there. Anyway, happy Thursday, everybody. Tomorrow is Friday. 2:16 in the afternoon. My son did not go to school today. My son is playing upstairs today. He wasn't feeling well this morning, and my wife is off. She's upstairs. I was cleaning one of the windows yesterday. I did the live stream earlier yesterday, and then I was upstairs cleaning. So I'm gonna go upstairs in a bit. I'm gonna finish the other window sometime later on. If not, I'll do it first thing tomorrow. There's a Yankee game. The Yankees play at 5 o'clock. They play an early game today, 5 o'clock. Yesterday they didn't play. It was a travel game, a travel day. The Mets played last night, but they lost. I think it was 8-0. So they're playing tonight. They're playing the later game. So the Yankees and yeah, we're gonna say the Indians again. The Guardians, excuse me. So they're playing at Cleveland. So it's gonna be a day game, basically. Not a day game, but kind of like what they call twilight. So it starts at 5 o'clock Eastern time. But I'm not gonna stream it. I'm not gonna be on tonight to stream it. I want to take a break from streaming games. It's kind of exhausting. Right now they're up 2-0. Like I said, I'll be watching it tonight, but I don't know if I want to stream. I'm thinking about it. Actually, the thing is that I don't want to stream every game because it's exhausting. But I really want them to win tonight. I mean, if they win tonight, they'll be in the driver's seat because this game in Cleveland, especially. Then I will stream the next game. But let me see how I feel in another couple of hours. Because right now I've been out for 2 hours and 34 minutes. Other than my Ready DXer, the chat has not been very active. And I appreciate my Ready DXer being there because he helped me troubleshoot this situation. So now I know I got it down to either the hotspot is too close, or there might be a setting in here. But I right now it sounds fine. When you heard me when when I was talking, I sound fine. So I think I'm just getting it's just cutting off. It's too close. So we'll see. But you got me thinking about the handheld now. Only because I'll tell you why. Uh I'm not a fan of the search. I don't like the search on this thing. I don't like it. Plus, I like the portability. You know, just like I got the handheld for DMR. You know, uh, even though this is a portable, it's not as portable as a handheld, obviously. And you sounded good. You sound good on it. You sound good. It sounds good. And hello, James Farley. I hope you're doing well. And you sound good. Your audio is very good, just like DMR. So you sound good. And that's if I will get that, I will get the same model you got, the 70. How much is the 70 right now? Let me see what is the price range on the. That's the 70D. You got the D, right? Is it? I know you got the D. Yeah, I think you got the D. Yeah, you got the D. So it's about 174. I see it. I see gigabytes at the 174. Let's see what else is it. No, wait a minute. Let me see. Let me go back to the chat. Okay. Oh yeah, the DR. Okay, yeah. I just saw that. Yeah. Okay, so I gotta get the DR. Okay, so you got the DE, which is for Europe, but I think the DR. So the DR is I just saw it. Yeah, that's wow. That is pricey, man. Wow. Hey, Walmart has it. 3-year manufacturer warranty on there. Walmart has it for $239. Walmart has it for $239, but they got the Affirm. You know what Affirm is? That means I could pay monthly. I don't have to pay full price. I just pay monthly. It's like $23 a month for like what 10 months or so. So they got Affirm. It's called Affirm. It's like instead of paying full price, you pay in that case. I'm looking at it right now. Walmart right here. I got Walmart online. Look right there. So as low as 23 a month with Affirm. Another radio. Yeah, but I'll wait. It's okay. Thing is, I like the DMR be out there. I don't want to have. It's another mode. I have this mode. I have it here. So, I mean, you know what I could do? I could look on eBay and see if there's somebody has one used. You know, I'll just look on eBay, and eventually, if somebody has one used, maybe I can snatch it for something else, for something less. Well, let me see what happens if I go to eBay. 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 Let's see what's going on eBay. DR, right? DR. Let's see. Two bids on it. Yeah, this guy's smoking. I'm not paying $229 for that. I ain't paid $229 for that. I'm sorry. Nah, nope, nope. Let me see who else is selling it. Oh, excuse me, sorry. So this guy's is he got one on auction, but it's 3 days left. So I'm gonna put on the watch list. Watch. Where's the watch? Where's the watch? I put on the watch list. There you go. I'll put on the watch list. Yeah, I know that's another thing. Yeah. Anyway, I put on the watch list. But I know in 3 days that thing is gonna be jacked up to almost a normal price. No, I'll roll the dice if it's $76. If nobody else bids on it and it stays like that, I snatch it. I'll try to snatch it. But before I do that, but before I even do that, I'm gonna go look at his rating. I want to see if the guy is an honorable guy. Yeah, that would be a bargain, but it's not gonna stay 76. There's only two bids on it, but it's still 3 days left. So I put on the watch list. So I'll get an alert before it's about to expire, and then I'll look at it then. Like 3 days from now, I'll look at it. If it's around, if it stays around there, or even $100, then I gotta then the next thing I do is I gotta check the seller's rating. Because if he's a bum, I'm not buying it. If the seller's a bum, I'm not buying it. I don't care how, because then you know what? I can't trust them. You know what I mean? It might not be working. It might have an issue with it. So I don't want to buy something that has an issue with it. So I'm not just gonna bid on it if I know the owner. If I see that the guy's rating is he's a bum. You know, he doesn't honor anything. Because and let me look at the description. Let me see what this guy wrote about. Let me see. Let me go on there. So it says 70 view in the last 24 hours. Yeah, too many people are looking at it. It got 40. Look, it got 40 on the watch list. Yeah, that's not gonna stay that price. That's gonna get jacked up almost to a regular price. That's not gonna stay that price. 3 days from now, with 40 people watching, nah, that's gonna get jacked up. That's gonna get jacked up. At that rate, I better get a new one. Yeah, at that rate, I put on the watch list just in case nobody bids on it after that, or even if one or two people bid on it and it goes up a little more. There's a price. There's a price that I'm not gonna go past. For example, if it goes to about 150, no, I'm done because I'd rather pay a little extra and get a new. You know. Walmart's at $239 in Walmart. And Walmart, one thing about Walmart, I could walk into any Walmart and say, look, I don't want this. Walmart return policy is, you don't even have to go to Walmart to return. I could go to Kohl's. There's other stores that are affiliated with Walmart. They'll take it. So if, say, for example, if I want to return it, I go to Kohl's. Right there and say, here, I don't want it. And that's it, and I get a refund. That's why I wouldn't mind getting it from Walmart, because I know Walmart, they'll take it. Even if it's 2 months from now. No, this is not working. I got issues with it. Okay, just thank you. They don't care. Try doing that way anywhere else. So, and some of these people are ridiculous. DX Engineering is ridiculous with the prices. That's shame on them. Let me see what's the price on DX Engineering. I just saw the price. Oh, no, that's another model. Never mind. Well, Gigapart's got it for 174. Is that correct? Oh, but they don't have them in stock. They've set them back orders. Okay, so it's on back order. Yeah, but that's back order. Wow. Yeah, that's ridiculous. I mean, not ridiculous that it's back order, but yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I will look into Walmart. I'll get it. It would have to be Walmart. But I'm not gonna get it now. I'm not gonna get it anytime soon anyway. Even if I were to get it. I got it right here, man. I got it right here. I got it right here. Yeah, right now it's dead over here. It's like no. I don't know. There's a lot of people here, but it seems like nobody wants to. Wow. Anyway, it's like dead, man. I think I'm gonna take a break. Actually, let me try FT4. Let me go to FT4. Yeah, it's even deader in here right now. I mean, there's people on, but it's just nobody wants to make a contact right now. Wow. But then again, I see everybody. I already worked up. Anyway, let me close that up. Anyway, I think I'm gonna sign off now. If I'm back later, it's gonna be after 5 o'clock because that's when the Yankee game starts. So I'm gonna sign off now, take a break, and then I'll see if I come back later. If not, probably tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah, because I gotta do stuff too. I do have to do a few things. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off. Anyway, thank you, my Radio DXer. Thank you, James Farley. Thank you, my Radio DXer, for helping me troubleshoot this. So I already have the hotspot on the other room. I will test it later and see. That's the issue. All right, so I see you guys later. If not, I'll see you soon. Take care, everybody. Have a good day. Bye-bye.